Hello and salutations, my people of YouTube. It is I, Hidden Angel Lionheart, once again coming to you with a personal test hand deck video request from Zealous. Shout out to you, buddy. I finally managed to come back from vacation and I was not able to record anything due to the fact little kids were running around and me and my nephew, who's like 14, were playing and didn't get much time to really record, and I just couldn't find a quiet place. But I was out of town at the WVU Gymnastics Center, which was for my littlest nephew, who's 8, which basically trains little kids to become professional Olympic gold medalists and stuff like that. But anyway, long story short, uh, it was an interesting weekend. But without further ado, I'm going to explain some of the combos with the deck and how this deck actually works, because Zealous had made a point that he is still, or she, not sure, not trying to gender question here. Okay, I'm just going to shut up and just get right into the video. So as you guys noticed, I kind of added something different, and I really didn't know anything about the new Karibo that came out, Astro Karibo. And what he basically does is, when he's used for an overlay unit to create a Utopia monster, he basically makes them immune from being destroyed by monster and card effects from being destroyed. So therefore, he's immune to being destroyed by anything. So if you wanted to rid him, Ring of Destruction, or rod him with Ring of Destruction, wouldn't work. Raigeki wouldn't work. Lightning Storm wouldn't work. Yeah, just like he's completely immune from being destroyed by card effects. However, he cannot be immune from being destroyed by battle, so therefore that's like his only weakness aside from being kaiju'd. Oh, kaijus. I hate kaiju so much. But anyway, I'm going to shut up and explain some of the combos you can play with the deck and so forth. So without further ado, first off, it's basically going to be as if you open up with a hand with any of the sages, especially Ascended Sage, since you would control nothing, you would be able to special summon him right out the gate. So as I said, what he does is, if you control nothing on your field, you're able to special summon him immediately from your hand. And Ascended Sage and Arm Sages are very good with this unique set of combo, because if you control nothing, it's basically a free summon for you. So, of course, if you don't have the Arm Sage, then you would want to go into Star Drawing. And what Star Drawing does is, of course, if it's used as an overlay unit and it's not once per turn, it's continuous. If you can manage to abuse the effect, when he's overlaid, you would be able to draw another card this turn. So not only are you getting a search for your rank up magic spells, but you also are able to get an extra draw after that. So once you add that to your hand, just shuffle your deck up to get one more card from the deck. So then therefore you would want to overlay these two to make your number 39 Utopia. And therefore, if you also happen to have Xyz Change Tactics, of course, that is an essential key piece to the deck for draw power. Okay, hang on. I'm sorry. I'm kind of struggling because if you guys remember me saying the tripod I got for Christmas is kind of wonky and janky, so I'm trying to make do here. But anyway, Xyz Change Tactics, when you Xyz summon into a Utopia monster every time and anytime, so if you have cards that are constantly letting you Xyz summon that are saying it counts as an Xyz summon, you can pay 500 life points to keep drawing cards from your deck to basically create, I think that would be a floodgate or just a plus. But anyway, it would be a plus. You're constantly drawing cards, but in exchange, you're losing 500 life points. However, if you happen to use Rank Up Magic Zexal Force, which ranks up a Utopia monster by 1 rank higher, you would be able to go into Big Boy here, Ultimate Leo Utopia Ray. And what Utopia Ray does, as soon as he hits the field, you can basically search your deck for any monster and place it on top of your deck, which is irrelevant because of his effect he can do. And of course, because he is a Utopia, you would pay another 500 life points to draw another card from your deck. Therefore, you're getting more pluses, as I said. And of course, you would want to take off any overlay unit, preferably one of the Arm Sages, in case you have Zexal and Trust. So it is also very good to have. And once you use his effect, or not his effect, but Utopia Rays, you would be able to search any monster that's a Zexal weapon from your extra deck or main deck. So like Leo Arms or Halberd, you'd be able to immediately equip him to one of those. So therefore, for craps and giggles, just go into like Halberd, so that way he gets the 3,000 point buff, and then you can detach if you have any Zexal weapons in your deck, like Tornado Bringer or the Lightning Blade. Say, okay, I've not gotten it yet, so this is just going to be a proxy. This is Eagle Claw, but he'll be a proxy. You would want to equip the Lightning Blade or the Tornado Bringer to him, so that way Tornado Bringer shields him from being targeted by monster effects. So say if your opponent controls like future Utopic Zero Draco Future, you would make him immune. So therefore, if he activates his effect again to get the search off, your opponent, and this actually is kind of funny because this happened in Master Duel earlier, and I've been actually running a lot of games with this deck on Master Duel, even though I got a few other cards added to the deck that's on there. I cannot financially afford in real life. Hashtag rip my wallet. Like Ash Blossoms, Max C's, etc., etc. And I do need to add Infinite Impermanence to this deck, but again, rip my wallet. And also, side note, back to main topic. If you have Tornado Bringer, as I was saying, I accidentally misplayed, and I meant to use his effect to get that extra search off. So then the opponent used Utopic Future Zero, and he was using Melfi's with it, and I'm just thinking, like, dude, why didn't you keep building your Utopic material so that way your Utopic Future Zero can on... You guys know how the card works. So anyway, he went to activate the effect, and I chained his second effect to whenever he is attached to a Zexal weapon, he's able to become a monster negate, so and gut the attack points of the monster in half. So the guy apparently didn't acknowledge that he had that effect. And of course, if you have numbers protection, which basically states if you control a number monster on the field, but since Utopia is Ultimate Utopia Zero counts as Chaos number 39. Okay, I could not do that again. Somehow, one of my cards actually magnetically attached to my Uchiha hoodie. Yes, people, I'm the next Madara. Ha ha ha. But anyway, long story short, that was set on the field. He was on the field. I had a Max C and an Ash Blossom in my hand, so it's just like I had 2-3 negates plus additional draw power. So I'm like, come at me. Come at me, bro. Like, he couldn't come at me. So anyway, I misplayed, forgot to cut his attack points in half to use his effect, and he was down to like 2,000 life points. I was only down to like 1,000, and I made like a miracle comeback. So I'm just like, and as soon as he knew I had him beat, he just basically swept and just quit. So anyway, that was what happened. But anyway, yeah, numbers protection is basically a solemn judgment, solemn warning, etc., canceling any spell trap effect and monster effects and summoning, so forth. I think also, I could be wrong, but also, side note, I just got extremely sidetracked. But anyway, long story short, if your Utopia monster is destroyed and this is in your graveyard, you can bring this from your graveyard to set it back on the field, and once it's used again, it gets banished. But either case, so this card basically does what it's supposed to do. Anyway, long story short, Ultimate Utopia Ray. You detach a material to add a Zexal weapon from either extra deck or main deck to it, and then, of course, the Tornado Bringer is the main card you want to add, and then Lightning Blade, this is the proxy for Lightning Blade, by the way, would make him extra immune, so that way Lightning Blade protects the Tornado Bringer, and Tornado Bringer also protects Utopia Ray, so therefore he's not only getting a 2,500 point buff from a 13 and a 1,200, but he is basically an immune beat stick that can't be destroyed unless, once again, Kaijus. Once again, Actually, no. Soul Crossing, I don't think would work because Tornado Bringer prevents him from being targeted by card effects. So therefore, if you're running a god deck like Winged Dragon of Ra, for example, Obelisk Slifer, etc., good luck with Soul Crossing. That ain't gonna work. That won't fly. But anyway, yeah, that is the main combo with him and so forth to get him out on the field. So that's for that. And let me take some of these back, actually. Oh, wait, and here's the other thing. If you manage to gut your life points as a 2,000 point difference, you can also use Exoforce's ability to banish it from the graveyard once per turn to draw another card from your deck. So as I said, you get Ascended Sage to search off this Exoforce, you get Star Drawing for an extra draw, and you get Change Tactics twice. So that's like 1, 2, 3, and Utopia Ray again. That's 4. That's plus 4 draw that you get. And if your life points are at least 2,000 points difference, that's 5 with Exoforce. So you're constantly getting cards, no matter what, if you're playing it smart and you know what you're doing. If you don't know what you're doing, then you're basically SOL. But anyway, that is one way to definitely go about with this combo. The next one for sure, as you guys are going to notice, there's a lot of certain few cards that ring around this. Oh, and by the way, I added the Unicorn Spear. I managed to find it. So, yeah, that is another important weapon piece you want to add to this deck. Very important since it negates monster effects. But anywho, we're going to take all these back so that way I can explain more combos further and so forth. Okay, so for instance, next combo is going to be around the Armed Sage. Excuse me. So anyway, you open up with basically... Actually, no, this is with the Astral Karibo this time. Or vice versa. Astral Karibo, when he is summoned to the field... Actually, no, you can special summon him from your hand by targeting any monster rank in your extra deck, and this monster takes on the rank and its level becomes that rank number. So say you go to target Utopia, which you want to do regardless. He goes from level 1 to 4, and if you just so happen to control or have an Armed Sage in your hand, you would want to special summon him as well. So you can go about this any way in most cases if you want to see it that way. And since this is all special summons, this is definitely going to be a major plus for you. And then, of course, the Xyz Change Tactics, if you happen to have it, for your extra draw power. You're going to want to overlay your Armed Sage with your Karibo, of course, the Astral Karibo, to go into your other number 39 Utopia, or your first one. And then, of course, Armed Sage lets you search out any of the Zexal weapons. So either go for, depending what you have in your hand, Unicorn Spear, Eagle Claw. Of course, you're going to need a proxy for Lightning Blade. Of course, if you have 2 Tornado Bringers, if you already have a Bringer, add another Bringer. If you already have a Lightning Blade, if you don't have Lightning Blade, add Lightning Blade. And we only run one of each of the Unicorn, the Pegasus, and the Eagle Claw, because Eagle Claw negates monster effects and trap effects. So he is definitely one of your key pieces. So therefore, I lost cards. Oh, hang on. I feel old. Yeah, run-on joke. So therefore, of course, if you do not have Zexal Force, then you are kind of SOL. So therefore, if you have it in your hand, kudos to you, and so forth, so forth. If you happen to have a double, or actually, no, this is where the next combo piece comes into play. Depending what the 5th card is in your hand, and so forth, so forth, you would want to actually normal summon into the Astrotopia, but then because... Okay, actually, no, I'm like going too far ahead here. But anyway, if you control the Zexal Force, you rank up Xyz into Utopia. You would get the free search for a Zexal weapon, which is what Armed Sage does. Armed Sage, armed, hence the name, searches out for the weapons in your deck. You add it from a Zexal weapon from your deck to your hand, so that is a plus. And since you control Astral Karibo as the overlay material, or overlay unit, he is immune from destruction effects. So if your opponent tries to pop with a bottomless, it won't work. If he tries to use Solemn Warning, it won't work. Lightning Storm, you guys get the gist. Like Nope Penguin. Like, yeah, Astral Karibo is the nope effect to destroying your big beat stick here. And then, of course, actually, no, what am I doing? Yeah, you don't even need Zexal Force at this point, because overlaying, you just need them on the field. And then if you have Xyz Tactics, you're just drawing. So, +1/+1. And okay, this is where Astrotopia then comes into play. You would definitely want to special summon Astrotopia, because Astrotopia, if you control an Xyz monster, if your opponent controls an Xyz monster, you can special summon it to the field once per turn, of course, defense mode. You are able to discard one card from your hand to add any Zexal spell or trap card from your deck to hand. So therefore, you are not only discarding a card, but you are getting a card right back to you. But that is honestly not important, and you've not even gotten your extra draw yet. So therefore, if you just so happen to have, oh, where's the little screwball at? You so happen to have star drawing, you would want to overlay these two once again to go into your other number 39 Utopia. I don't know why I have them spread out like that. And of course, you get your extra draw, and then plus your other draw, so you're getting 2 draws in 1 turn. But of course, since if you do not have Zexal Force in your hand, that's perfectly fine. That is Gucci, you're good. Mainly because that is when you would want to go into none other than your S number 39, Utopia the Lightning, and therefore you can get your other +1 draw. So pay another 500 life points because of an Xyz summon of a Utopia. That's 1, 2, 3 draws, plus the star drawing, that's 4. Arm Sage is another, so that's 5. You basically got 5 draws that turn. And honestly, if you get into Xyz change tactics, or if you don't have it in hand, that's when Astrotopia comes in hand, to where you would want to discard, but that is another combo I'm going to show you here in just a moment. And therefore, if you just so happen to draw into this once again, you can Xyz summon into your big boy Ultimate Leo Utopia race. You have 2 Utopias. You get the effect to where you can put any card on top of your deck. So if you don't have Tornado Bringer or any of the weapons, add one of those to the top of your deck, and Proxy, Lightning Blade, or Ashura Strike. Add them to the top of your deck. You would then activate Change Tactics to pay another 500, and then the card you add to the top of your deck, you immediately then therefore add it to your hand. It's basically, you searched it out and got it regardless with Change Tactics. And then, of course, if your life points, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 2,000 life points right there. You've already paid. There'd be the difference. So therefore, if this is in your graveyard, which it basically would be because you just Xyz summoned into Ultimate Utopia, you can banish it to get another draw. So that's like 6, I might have lost count. It might be 6 or 7 draws that turn. So you're constantly getting draw power as long as your opponent does not have an Ash Blossom to interrupt it, but that's perfectly fine, because as long as you can keep ranking up your Utopias, you're still getting your draws. So that's that for that. And yeah, as you guys can see, Change Tactics is the main key point to getting into your cards, or key cards at least. Sorry, I'm not an expert with this type of thing yet because I've never done a deck tutorial, or not deck tutorial, but a test hand combo, because I've seen Dark Arm Duelist had done it, but I don't really watch those videos that he does, but shout out to Dark Armed. So yeah, that is that combo. Next, you're going to want to do the Astrotopia play, where, actually, you know what? I've not even gone into these other ones yet. So yeah, I'll have to add these spells at some point. So, okay. If you just so happen to have Astrotopia in your hand, play him. Then, of course, if you just so happen to open with Zexal and Trust or anything else, you would want to discard this to definitely add either Zexal Construction or Change Tactics, depending whichever's in your hand. If you have one of the other, all you need is the other one. Because Construction, what it does is you send another card from your hand back to your deck to get back one of your cards. That is a Zexal weapon, monster, spell, or trap. And so say, for instance, you can go into Blue Boy, Red Boy, one of the Zexal weapons, yada, yada, yada. So therefore, you're getting all that awesome draw power. So either or, you're still getting a search, 2 searches, and then with him, you get the draw power. And then after that, since you control 1 level 4 monster, you would be able to special summon into the Armed Sage. Now, Armed Sage, you would want to overlay with your Astrotopia, so you can therefore not only get your draw power in, but you get your Utopia, You pay the 500 with change tactics. Oh, please don't fall. And once change tactics has been put into play, you then would pay the 500 to draw another card, and Arm Sage lets you search out for another card. And if you just don't even happen to have Zexal Force, you are basically just going with what's given to you. So definitely, without question, you would want to search into the Tornado Bringer, because Tornado Bringer not only gives you a 1300 point boost, but it also prevents your monster from being targeted by card effects, so it can't be destroyed by, like, Ring of Destruction, Raigeki, stuff like that. So this is your immunity buff, and once again, if you just so happen to have the proxy, well, not proxy, but a Lightning Blade in your hand, you play him, so that way your monster is not only protected, but this card is also being protected from being destroyed as well. So Lightning Blade and Tornado Bringer are each other's bread and butter for your Utopia cards, without question. And if your opponent wants to get smart, you drop in Honest. Haha, not Honest Neos, but Honest is just better. And of course, since you already normal summoned, Empty Jar would not even come into play. Sorry, I had to make the joke. But anyway, yeah. Zexal Construction is a main key card, or if you just want to ditch a Zexal and Trust, vice versa. If you don't even have the Astrotopia in your hand, like so forth, you would definitely, and the best opening combo would definitely be, in my honest to God opinion, would be the Armed Sage and the Ascended Sage. Because Ascended Sage, if you control nothing, special him. Since he's the only level 4, you special summon him. You overlay the two to make your Utopia. And then change tactics if it's on the field, vice versa. If it's not, it's fine. Like I said, or have been saying. This is mainly a draw extender, so you're constantly getting into the cards that you need. And I'm actually going to be cutting out some cards in this deck at some point. But again, like I said, this is more of a fun deck. This is really not competitive. At least I don't think it is, in my honest opinion. Like, I don't even play Numerons. And Numerons are competitive in my honest opinion, because no one wants to fight a 100k beat stick and not be able to kill the frickin' thing. Like, come on here. Where's the common sense? But anyway, yeah, play that. Then, of course, if you want to take your game up a notch, definitely go into the Lightning, because Lightning, again, it's Lightning. You can't go wrong with that. And so forth. And of course, if you just so happen to just overlay into all that to get your rank up spell and your Zexal weapon, you are definitely Gucci on that note. And if you don't happen to have it and you just want to be a complete and total troll and just blow up your field, and I don't have all the cards to make the combo make sense, but if you happen to get into hyper rank up magic, you would want to hyper rank up magic your Utopia, and after that, go into number 99, Utopia Dragonar. And Dragonar, you would detach 2 materials. So indefinitely, you would want to, I might have not used that word properly, but you may want to, of course, detach the Armed and Ascended Sages, overlay units to special summon into another Utopia monster of yours. And the last one, honestly, would be the ultimate Leo Utopia Ray, and since you would have Xyz summoned again that turn, you can constantly keep bringing back the... Shoot, what'd I do with it? Okay. The hyper rank up magic, because, of course, as it states, if you control a rank 9 Xyz monster and you Xyz summoned again that turn, you can apply this card from your graveyard to one of the monsters on your field. So, this card keeps coming back as long as you control it, and you would want to equip it to your Utopia Ray, so that way you're ditching overlay units, that being the main overlay unit, to making this a very, very good combo board. You ditch that to add any of your Utopia or Utopic weapons, say Tornado Bringer, and then if you have Lightning Blade in your hand, you basically apply Lightning Blade. No, we're not talking about Kakashi. Yeah, that I already know that's going to be the main joke here. Kakashi, Lightning Blade. Get it? Haha. But yeah, that's pretty much it for the deck and so forth. But I think I pretty much went over everything, and basically what Zexal Entrust is, it's just another monster reborn for your Zexal weapons and your Zexal sword monsters like Armed and Ascended Sages, and your Tornado, Lightning Blade, Eagle Claw, etc. Because if you control a Utopia, you immediately can just apply these guys and equip them to your Utopia or any of your Utopia monsters. Except for, oh, and here is one more big combo I figured I would actually apply. So if you guys remember earlier how I said, or where I had, shoot, let me remember how I did this. Yeah, okay, I'm glad I kept these the way they were. Okay, so here is the one big, complete, absolute, total troll move in my God's honest opinion. We're going to move this aside because that was not the combo we had earlier. You basically do the thing where you summon Astral Utopia, Arm Sage, and then overlay into regular Utopia, and then, yeah, okay. And then special summon the Astrotopia in defense mode. Well, say it's defense mode. And then you would want to go back into the star drawing or whatever other level 4 you have in your hand, like Ononotopia or... Okay, so if you guys can pretty much grasp the aspect, I'm basically gutting the Gaga cards from this deck because they're just not that good and they're not the ones you want to focus around getting in your hand. But anyway, you overlay those, get into your draws, and if you just so happen to have Change Tactics, you're getting all kinds of draws regardless. And then overlay into Utopia, and if you just so happen to have Zexal Force, you go into Utopia Ray, and then Ray's effect, search out for another weapon, apply Armed Sage's effect to equip the other weapon in your hand, so therefore Lightning Blade and Tornado Bringer would bring this guy up to a measly 5,000 attack points. You would want to attack with your Utopia, of course, to knock out the monster on your field if your opponent has, like, nothing really, and you just so happen to have a numbers protection on field. You're getting that extra negate plus whatever else you are wanting to do. And if they try and do something stupid, called by the grave, it, like, you know, because it's called by the grave. So anyway, main point I was getting to. You would want to apply the effect of number 39. I guess this is the last combo I can really think of for the deck to help out for the most case. You would apply the effect to detach an overlay unit. Oh, I wouldn't use the... Okay, anyway, so forth. You would want to apply to detach Armed Sage or Utopia. And, okay, that was the... Oh, anyway, you applied the effect regardless. So, you detach your overlay unit for Utopia to stop his attack, and then, if you just happen to have this in your hand, double or nothing, you would want to apply double or nothing to stop the attack. When Utopia stops the attack, double or nothing, as the name states, doubles the attack points. So say if you just so happen to have Tornado Bringer and Lightning Blade, which brings the attack points to 5,000, it can attack again due to the effect of double or nothing with an attack points are doubled. So you're basically swinging for game for 10,000. Or if you go for the, Dragonic Halberd, or just Leo Arms, any of these two, since both of these give a 3,000 point buff, you would definitely want to apply one of those because they give a 3,000 point buff. So if you so happen to put one of those, that would be 50. Frick. Okay, sorry about that. Sorry, I do apologize for that. But anyway, as I was saying, you would apply one of these to give a 3,000 point buff to make Ultimate Utopia Ray 55 plus the Tornado Bringer or the Lightning Blade, and preferably Tornado Bringer to make it 6,800 or 6,700 based on which one of those are. So 6,800 or 6,700, you're going to have like a 13,400 or 68 or 67. Yeah, 13,800 or 400 attack points. So, regardless, you're like going to have a super big beat stick with the double or nothing. That is the bigger combo of the deck, but since you only run one of him, you don't really get to use that combo much. But in this case, and so forth. Thank you guys for watching. I think that's pretty much it for the deck and so forth. Zealous, I hope you enjoyed this video, buddy, and I hope this helped you learn how to play the deck a little better. And for those of you who are on Dueling, or not Dueling Network, oh, rip the old days. Anybody that plays Master Duel, feel free to drop me your IDs if you want to add me in the game. I will try my best to try and get some recorded videos in of when I was doing Master Duel. I have been doing the Master Duel events, so you guys can see just how deadly the deck is in all aspect and so forth. But yeah, feel free to drop your comments. Let me know your thoughts. Like I said, drop your comments in the comment section below. Feel free, I can't talk. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe on the channel. And like I said, if you're new to the channel, feel free to subscribe, drop me a comment, and yeah, I usually respond 9 times out of 10 always to whoever comments on my videos. So if you guys are looking to make a new friend, I'm all ears. I'm not a stuck-up snob like some people are. I'll actually talk to you and treat you like a human being and not like some subject. But anyway, take it easy. Hidden Angel Lionheart, and this was a test hand dash deck profile video for you guys. Oh, not deck profile, but test hand and combo video for the Utopia weapons. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. And y'all have a rest of your good night and take it easy. Laters.